I bought my dad a $62,000 SUV for his retirement. Still digging ditches? My sister mocked, while my parents laughed. So I gave the gift to someone else and watched them lose their minds. Hey Reddit, listen to this. My family called me a ditch digger at my dad's retirement dinner, so I handed the $62,000 SUV to my crew chief instead. Then watched the golden child and her PR-obsessed parents melt down in 4K. Grab your popcorn already. I pulled into Giovanni's parking lot in Scottsdale, driving the brand new Ford Expedition I'd bought 3 days earlier. $62,000. Fully loaded, Canyon Ridge color. Simple plan. Surprise dad at his retirement party, hand him the keys, let him cry happy tears. Well, it didn't go that way at all. But before anything, let me set the scene for you guys. I'm Cole, 34 male, and I'm a trenchless engineer. Most people have no clue what that means. My family included. They've spent a decade telling people their son digs ditches for a living. The master's degree in civil engineering from Arizona State doesn't count. Running a crew of 18 guys installing underground utility lines using horizontal directional drilling? Irrelevant. To them, I'm just a guy in steel-toed boots. Not exactly country club material. My older sister Claudia is 37, a pharmaceutical sales rep who makes everything sound more impressive than it is. She drives a leased Tesla, lives in a downtown loft she can barely afford, and has perfected the art of spinning mediocrity into gold. Claudia has always been the golden child. Perfect grades, homecoming court, married the right guy, divorced after 2 years, but we don't talk about that. So I parked the Expedition in the back lot, away from other cars. The key fob was in a gift box in my jacket pocket, wrapped with a bow my girlfriend Sophia helped me put together. Sophia, 29, architect, way too hot for me according to mom's passive-aggressive comments. We'd been together 18 months. She was inside already, saving seats, ready to run interference if things got weird. Smart woman. I walked in around 6:15 p.m. The party was in the back room. Dark wood paneling, dim lighting. About 40 people milled around. Extended family, dad's co-workers, neighbors, and half of Claudia's social circle. Sophia waved me over. Your mother's been asking where you were. Said you're always late. I'm 15 minutes early. I pointed that out. She said you must have set your watch wrong. Classic mom. Sharon O'Brien, 63, former PTA president, current book club president, professional disappointment maker. Dad was different. Dennis O'Brien, 65, worked his way up from survey crew to senior project manager. He got what I did, respected it even if he didn't brag about it. We didn't need words for it. That's why I bought the SUV. Dad's truck had been dying slowly for 12 years, held together by duct tape and stubbornness. Retirement meant he could finally stop nursing that thing along. 2 months of research and negotiating. Cleaned out my savings, took a small loan. All for that moment when I'd hand him the keys. Claudia spotted me from across the room. She was near the bar with 3 friends, all dressed like they were going to a Manhattan cocktail party. She waved me over. Cole! Finally, her voice carried. Everyone, my little brother's here. Her friends laughed. I walked over. Hey, Jess. I was just telling everyone about your job. About how you dig holes for a living. I don't use a shovel. I use a $2 million directional drilling rig. Same difference. Manual labor is manual labor. One of her friends piped up. Is it like hard? Digging all day? I'm an engineer. I plan, design, and oversee infrastructure installations. But you're outside, right? In the dirt? Sometimes. That's where underground utilities are. Underground. They all laughed. Claudia put her hand on my shoulder, condescending as hell. It's okay, Cole. Not everyone can work in an office. Somebody's got to do the grunt work. Somebody's got to make sure your office has working water and sewage lines. That's me. Right. Super important. Already turning back to her friends. Anyway, I closed this huge deal last week. 3 hospitals, 5-year contract. My boss said it was the biggest sale of the quarter. Sophia gave me a look that said, I told you so, when I returned to our table. She'd witnessed enough family gatherings to know the pattern. Your mom's been circling, she warned. She asked if you were planning to stay for the whole dinner, or if you had to get back to your little projects. Mom appeared seconds later like she'd been summoned by the mention of her name. She was dressed in her standard fancy event outfit. Designer dress, jewelry that looked expensive but wasn't. That hairstyle she'd maintained since 1987. Cole, there you are. I was worried you'd forgotten. She air-kissed near my cheek. Hello, Sophia. That's a colorful dress. Sophia's dress was black. Literally just a simple black dress. But that was Mom's way. You look lovely, Sharon, Sophia said with a fake smile. We saved seats at the family table, Mom continued. But I wasn't sure if you'd want to sit there or with the others. The others? You know, the workers from your father's early days. Some of them are here. I thought you might be more comfortable. I felt Sophia's hand grip my knee under the table. We're fine here, thanks. Mom's smile tightened. Suit yourself. Just don't leave early like you usually do. Your sister's planning a speech, and it would be rude if you weren't here. Of course Claudia was giving a speech. Dinner was called around 7 p.m. Mom had orchestrated seating like a royal wedding. Claudia and her boyfriend Connor were on Dad's left, Mom on his right. The rest scattered by hierarchy only she understood. Sophia and I ended up at a side table with Uncle Ray and his wife Susan. Ray was cool. Former Navy, construction worker, gave zero cares about social status. Exiled again, huh? Apparently. Sharon's been doing that for years. Dinner started. Dad stood to thank everyone, got a little choked up about retiring. Then Claudia grabbed the microphone. "I want to say something about my dad," she announced, taking the microphone without asking. "Dad worked so hard to give us opportunities, to make something of ourselves." She looked directly at me. "He taught us that education matters, that professionalism matters. And I think I've embodied that. My career, my position, my awards. I think Dad's proud." Polite applause. Mom beamed. "And Cole? Well, Cole chose a different path. More hands-on. And that's okay. Not everyone's cut out for corporate life. Someone has to dig the ditches, right?" Laughter. Louder this time. "But seriously, I admire my brother for doing what he loves. That takes a certain kind of person, a different kind of ambition." Connor nodded like she was making profound points. The room lost it. Applause, laughter, Mom crying, happy tears. And Dad? He looked uncomfortable at first, but then he started laughing with them. Uncle Ray leaned over. "You really gonna sit here and take this?" "Haven't decided yet." Nobody asked me to speak. Nobody seemed to think calling me a ditch digger at my own father's retirement dinner was maybe crossing a line. The gift box burned a hole in my pocket. Handing Dad those keys suddenly felt less like a nice surprise, and more like handing a present to someone actively disrespecting me. Speeches ended. I sat there pushing chicken around my plate. Sophia kept glancing at me but knew better than to ask. I hit the bathroom, needed air, stood at the sink. Months of saving, weeks of planning, all for what? So I could gift it to people who just spent 20 minutes roasting me? Yeah, screw that. My phone buzzed. Text from Sophia. "You okay?" I typed back, "Yeah, just thinking." Another text, "Don't do anything crazy." Too late. I walked back out to the dining room just as dessert was being served. Mom was holding court at the main table talking about Claudia's latest sales achievement. Dad was nodding along looking tired. Claudia was laughing at something Connor said. I sat back down next to Sophia and Uncle Ray. Ray took one look at my face and grinned. "Oh man, you've got that look." "What look?" "The look that says you're done taking crap from these people." "Maybe." Susan leaned in. "What are you thinking, Cole?" "I'm thinking Dad doesn't need a new SUV. He's got his truck. Works fine." Ray's grin got wider. "What did you do?" "Bought him one anyway. Sitting in the parking lot right now. 62 grand. Fully loaded." Susan gasped. "Cole, that's incredibly generous. Was gonna surprise him tonight." "And now?" Ray asked, already grinning because he knew where this was headed. "Now I'm thinking somebody else deserves it more." Sophia squeezed my hand. "You're serious?" "Who?" Susan asked. Took me 3 seconds. Carlos. Carlos, my crew chief. 47, been doing underground work for 25 years. Started as a day laborer, busted his tail to learn the equipment. Now he runs million-dollar drilling rigs better than guys with engineering degrees. Could thread a needle at 300 feet underground. Also drove a 2003 Silverado with 287,000 miles that sounded like it was permanently dying. I'd been trying to get him to upgrade, but Carlos was stubborn as heck. Sent half his paycheck to family in Mexico. Paid cash for his daughter's college because he didn't trust loans. Wouldn't spend a dime on himself. Last week, his truck broke down on the way to a job site. He'd called me from the side of the I-10, embarrassed as heck, saying he'd be late. I picked him up myself, and the whole drive he kept apologizing like it was some personal failing that his truck was finally gave up. Carlos deserved that SUV. Dad could keep his F-150 and the family that thought I was a joke. "What? You're really going to give it to your employee instead of your father?" Mom's voice cut through my thoughts. I hadn't noticed her approach. She was standing beside our table with her arms crossed, that look on her face like I just announced I was joining a cult. "Yeah, I think I am." "Don't be ridiculous!" "Cole, your father's retiring. This is his special day. He deserves that. His special day where everyone mocked his son. Of course. Nobody mocked you." Claudia was just teasing. "She was joking with you. Your daughter called me a ditch digger in front of 40 people. So what?" Mom's expression shifted. "If you're embarrassed by your job, maybe you should consider a career change. Claudia's company is always hiring." Uncle Ray choked on his drink. Susan looked like she wanted to flip the table. I stood up slow, kept my voice level. "I'm not embarrassed by my job, Mom. I'm darn good at it. Run projects worth millions. My crew respects me. Clients trust me. The city of Phoenix trusts me with their infrastructure. Only people who don't respect what I do are sitting right there." Pointed at Dad and Claudia. Mom went red. "How dare you? I'm leaving. Tell Dad congrats on retiring. Tell Claudia her speech was real special. You can't just leave. What about your father's gift?" The key fob felt like it weighed 10 pounds. Pulled out the gift box, set it on the table. Was gonna give him this. Mom's eyes lit up. Reached for it. I yanked it back. Changed my mind. "Cole, buy him a tie. I'm done." I walked out of Giovanni's with Sophia right behind me. We could hear Mom's voice getting louder as we left, probably telling everyone what an ungrateful son she had. Whatever. In the parking lot, Sophia finally spoke. "So we're really doing this? Carlos is going to lose his mind." "I know. Your family's going to be upset." "I know that too." She kissed me right there under the parking lot lights. "I love you, you petty genius." "Love you too." Carlos lived in Mesa, 20 minutes out. I'd been there before for crew barbecues. Nice little house, kept up real well. The kind of place someone's proud of even when money's tight. Called him on the drive. He picked up confused because I never called this late unless something hit the fan. "Boss, everything okay?" Yeah, you home? Yeah, watching TV with Maria. What's going on? Need you outside. Got something for you. Right now? It's almost 9. Right now, trust me. He was standing in his driveway when I pulled up. Maria was on the porch looking worried. Carlos had his arms crossed, probably thinking I was about to drop some emergency job news on him. Parked, got out. Sophia stayed in her car. Boss, what's this about? He looked at the expedition, then me. Nice truck. That yours? Nope. Yours. His face went blank. What? Tossed him the key fob. He caught it on reflex, then stared at it like I'd handed him a live grenade. I bought this for somebody who deserved it. Turns out that's you. He froze. Cole, I can't. This is. Looked at Maria, back at me. This is insane. I can't take a truck from you. Yes, you can. Call it a bonus for being the best darn driller in Arizona. Maria had her hand over her mouth. Started crying. Carlos kept shaking his head. Boss, this is too much. This has to be 60 grand. 62. But who's counting? I can't. People don't just give employees cars. I do whatever I want with my money. And I want you to have this. Your Silverado's dead. Your daughter graduates next month. You're always hauling equipment for side work. This has room, power, and it's paid for. It's yours. Long silence. He looked like he might break down. Then he bear hugged me so hard I thought my ribs would crack. Thank you, he said, voice breaking. Good Lord, Cole. Thank you. Say you'll stop driving that death trap Chevy. He laughed, wiped his eyes. Deal. Maria hugged me next, then Sophia. Then we stood there in the driveway while Carlos walked around the SUV like it was a spaceship. He opened every door, checked the interior, popped the hood. It's got leather seats, he said, sounding dazed. My daughter's gonna lose her mind. She's been on me for years to get something reliable. Well, now you got it. Maria invited us inside for coffee, but I declined. This was their moment, and I'd already intruded enough on their evening. Plus, I had something else I needed to do. On the drive back to my place, Sophia finally asked the question I'd been waiting for. What now? Now I make sure my family knows exactly what they missed out on. How? Maybe some photos. Let them see what they could have had if they'd been even slightly less terrible. She grinned. You really are petty. I prefer justice-oriented. Waited until Sunday to post the photos. Gave Carlos time to enjoy his ride. Gave my family time to marinate in whatever story they'd spun about me bailing on the party. Carlos sent me like 15 pictures Saturday morning. Him with the SUV. Maria with it. Their daughter Rosa practically losing her mind next to it. One of all 3 of them looking happier than I'd seen them in forever. Perfect ammunition. Wrote the caption carefully. Had to nail the tone. Couldn't be too petty, but definitely petty enough. Posted it everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Wanted maximum reach. Photo showed Carlos next to the expedition. Huge smile. Caption said, family isn't always blood. Sometimes it's the people who show up and have your back. Carlos has been my crew chief for 6 years. Best driller I've ever worked with, never complains, always reliable. His truck died last week, so I got him a new one. He's earned it. Tagged Carlos. Tagged the company. Set it to public. Let it ride. Took 30 minutes for the first comment. College buddy. Dude, that's generous as heck. Then they piled on. Friends, colleagues, people from the industry, all positive. All hyping Carlos. Hyping me for being a good boss. Several shares. Phones started blowing up around 10 a.m. Uncle Ray first. LMAO, you absolute legend. Sophia. Your mom's gonna lose it. Unknown number. This is Rosa, Carlos's daughter. Thank you so much for what you did for my dad. You have no idea what this means to us. Around 11, Claudia called. Ignored it. She called again. Ignored. Third time, I picked up. What? What the heck is this post, Cole? It's Carlos with his new SUV. Pretty obvious. You bought your employee a $60,000 car? Yep. That's insane. Mom said you were bringing dad a gift. Was this supposed to be his? Was. Past tense. Changed my mind. Dead silence. Then, you're kidding me. Nope. Was gonna surprise dad at dinner. Then you made your ditch digger speech. Everyone laughed, and I realized dad didn't deserve it. Carlos did. You're punishing dad because I made a joke? Stop calling it a joke. You disrespected me in front of everyone there. Now deal with the consequences. Oh my God. That's so childish of you. We were just laughing. Yes, you were laughing. But it's my money and my SUV, so I can do whatever I want with it. Mom's furious. Good. She wants you to come over and explain yourself. Stop being a jerk. Hard pass. Cole, let me be clear. I'm done. Done with the condescension, done with the jokes, done with being treated like I'm less than you because I work outside. I have a master's degree. I run successful projects. I make good money. And the only people who don't see that are the people who are supposed to support me. We do support you. No, you tolerate me. I hung up. Muted her for good. Mom called next. I blocked her too. Then Dad called. I almost didn't answer, but something made me pick up. Son. His voice was quiet. We need to talk. About what? About last night. About the gift. Your mother told me everything. Claudia was just... Don't say she was just joking. I'm tired of that excuse. He sighed. The SUV was for me? Yeah, thought you'd like it. And you gave it to your employee instead. Carlos. His name's Carlos. And yeah, I did. He appreciated it. That's not fair, isn't it? When's the last time you told me you were proud of me, Dad? When's the last time you bragged about my work the way you brag about Claudia's sales numbers? More silence. That's what I thought, I said. Your mother wants you to apologize for embarrassing the family. I laughed. I embarrassed the family? Not Claudia, who publicly mocked her brother. Not Mom, who's been telling people for a decade that I'm a disappointment. Not you, who sat there and said nothing while your daughter humiliated your son. Cole, I'm done with this conversation. Enjoy your retirement, Dad. Hope the F-150 holds up. I hung up and turned off my phone. The post was spreading. Within the construction and engineering community, it spread like wildfire. By Monday morning, I had over 3,000 likes, 600 shares, and comments from people in the industry sharing their own stories about being disrespected for blue-collar work despite having advanced degrees. A few industry publications picked it up. Engineer gives $62,000 SUV to employee instead of retiring father ran as a headline on Construction Today. My company's owner called me Monday afternoon. I thought I was in trouble. Maybe giving away an SUV looked unprofessional. Instead, he congratulated me. Best PR we've had in years, he said. Got 15 new client inquiries today. Everyone wants to work with the company that values its employees. Seriously? Seriously. Whatever you did, it worked. By Tuesday, my inbox was flooded. Job offers from competitors. Speaking requests from engineering conferences. Interview requests from podcasts about workplace culture. One company wanted me to consult on employee retention strategies. My phone stayed off until Wednesday. When I finally turned it back on, I had 40 missed calls. From Mom, from Claudia, from Dad, and the rest from various relatives who probably wanted to yell at me for making the family look bad. I deleted all the voicemails without listening. There was one text from Uncle Ray that made me laugh. Your mom's telling everyone you've had a mental breakdown. She's setting up an intervention. Thought you should know. Also, you're my hero. And one from Sophia. Dinner tonight? You're buying since you're suddenly a workplace culture icon. I responded to Sophia and ignored everyone else. The real kicker came Thursday. Claudia posted her own response on Facebook. Big mistake. She wrote this long defensive post about how families should support each other, how she'd always been there for me, how I was being ungrateful and petty. She tried to frame it like I'd betrayed the family by not giving Dad his retirement gift, conveniently leaving out the part where she'd called me a ditch digger in front of 40 people. The comment section destroyed her. People I didn't even know were pointing out that publicly mocking your sibling at a family event wasn't support. Several of her own friends called her out for being mean-spirited. Someone found the video someone had posted from the party. Yep, someone had filmed Claudia's speech and shared it on Facebook, and linked it in the comments. Within hours, Claudia's post had more negative comments than supportive ones. She ended up deleting it, but the screenshots lived forever. People were sharing them with commentary like, "This is what happens when the golden child gets called out." Beautiful. That should have been the end of it. But my family doesn't do reasonable boundaries. Friday morning, Mom showed up at my apartment. Saw her on the security camera, arms crossed, looking ready to serve papers. Didn't answer. She knocked for 10 minutes straight, then slid a note under my door. Handwritten like it was a royal decree. Cole, your behavior is unacceptable. That vehicle was meant for your father, and you had no right to give it away to a stranger. You need to fix this immediately. We expect you to either retrieve the vehicle or compensate your father for its value. This is not optional. You have embarrassed this family enough. Mother. I took a photo. Sent it to Uncle Ray. Guess who thinks she can demand a $62,000 refund? His reply, your mother's always been delusional, but this is Olympic level. By Saturday, Dad was losing it. Dad started calling Carlos, my crew chief who had zero to do with this beyond receiving a gift. Carlos called me around 11, stressed. Boss, your dad's been blowing up my phone all morning. Keep saying the SUV belongs to him, that there was some misunderstanding. My blood went cold. What did you tell him? I told him you gave it to me, that there's no misunderstanding, but he's not listening. He wants me to bring it back. Says it's rightfully his. Ignore him. Block his number. That SUV is legally yours. I have the title paperwork to prove it. I know, but Carlos hesitated. He sounded pretty insistent. Said something about getting lawyers involved. Let him try. He's got no legal ground to stand on. The SUV was mine. I gave it to you. End of story. Okay, if you're sure. I'm sure. And Carlos? I'm sorry my family's dragging you into this. Not your fault, boss. Sunday, things escalated. Mom and Dad both showed up at my apartment building. Together. The security guard, Tony, called me from the lobby. Mr. O'Brien, your parents are here demanding to see you. They're getting pretty loud. Want me to tell them you're not available? Please. I watched on my phone's camera feed as Tony delivered the message. Mom's face went red. Dad started arguing, saying they had a right to see their son, that this was family business. Tony stood his ground, and eventually they left. But not before Mom shouted loud enough for the camera to pick up. He stole from his own father! That boy's always been selfish. The lobby has other residents. People heard her. I got a text from my neighbor across the hall. Your mom seems nice. Monday is when Claudia really went off the rails. She didn't just trash me on social media. She went nuclear. Posted on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter with the same message. My brother stole a $60,000 vehicle that was meant as a gift for our father and gave it to some random employee to make himself look good. Now he won't even talk to us. This is what narcissism looks like. If anyone knows Cole O'Brien from Southwest Infrastructure Solutions, maybe tell him family means something to normal people. Hashtag toxic behavior, hashtag narcissist. She tagged my company, tagged the industry publications that had covered the story, tagged mutual connections we had on LinkedIn. She was trying to damage my professional reputation. Bold strategy. Let's see how it played out for her. Within 2 hours, the comments section was brutal. People weren't just offending me, they were dissecting her entire argument. So let me get this straight. You publicly humiliated your brother, and now you're mad he didn't give the gift to people who disrespected him? That's not how gifts work. Imagine being this entitled to someone else's property. The vehicle wasn't meant for your father. Your brother bought it with his own money. He can do whatever he wants with it. Then someone found her company's LinkedIn page, the pharmaceutical company she worked for, and tagged them. Is this the kind of behavior you endorse from your sales reps? Publicly attacking family members and trying to damage their professional reputation? That last comment got interesting fast. See, Claudia had this habit of oversharing on social media, always posting about her sales calls, her client meetings, her executive discussions. Never naming names, but always giving enough detail that if you were in the industry, you could piece things together. Someone went through her post history and found several instances where she'd shared information that was probably covered by confidentiality agreements. Not quite HIPAA violations, but definitely skirting the line of what pharmaceutical sales reps are allowed to disclose publicly. A few people in her comments section started pointing this out. Then someone who worked in pharmaceutical compliance chimed in with a long comment about how sales reps posting about specific hospitals and purchasing decisions on social media was a massive red flag for their employers. Claudia started deleting comments. Too late. By Tuesday morning, her post was gone entirely, but the damage was done. Wednesday, Carlos called. Shaken up, which was new. Dude doesn't rattle easy. Boss, your mom just left my house. What? Like 20 minutes ago. Knocked on the door, Maria answered, and she started demanding to see the SUV, saying it was stolen property, threatening to call the cops, already grabbing my keys. What did you do? Maria told her to leave or we'd be the ones calling. Your mom got ugly. Started saying we were thieves, that we'd manipulated you, that people like us always take advantage. People like you? Yeah. Don't think I need to spell out what she meant. My jaw locked so tight. I'm coming over. You don't need to. Nobody talks to you and Maria like that. I'm coming over. When I got there, they were on the porch looking wrecked. Never seen Carlos rattled before, but my mother had gotten to him. I'm sorry, I said. This is way out of line. Maria shook her head. Not your fault, Cole. But your mother. The things she said? I can imagine. Called us opportunists. Said we'd probably plan this, that we were after your money. Her voice cracked. She looked at our house, our neighborhood, and you could see her making assumptions. Carlos put his arm around her. She asked how much we'd paid you to post that story. Said there was no way you'd just give us a car without getting something in return. Good grief. I sat down on the porch steps, suddenly feeling exhausted. I'm going to fix this. I promise. That night, I drafted an email to my attorney. I laid out everything. The harassment, the showing up at Carlos's house, the attempts to claim ownership of property that was legally mine to give away. Asked what my options were for a restraining order if it continued. His response was encouraging. I had grounds for a cease and desist letter at minimum. If they showed up at Carlos's house again or continued harassing him, we could pursue harassment charges. I had the letter drafted and sent by Thursday morning. Mom, Dad, and Claudia all received it via certified mail. The letter was firm. Cease all contact with me and Carlos, stop making public claims about stolen property, and stay away from our residences and workplaces. Any further harassment would result in legal action. I thought that would be the end of it, but things kept getting worse. Well, better at this point. Friday, Claudia got fired. Found out through LinkedIn. She'd switched her status to seeking new opportunities and wiped her company from her profile. Then, Uncle Ray sent me a screenshot from a private pharma sales group where someone posted about the rep who got canned for airing family drama and accidentally exposing clients on social media. Her company investigated, found multiple posts where she'd shared stuff that violated their social media policy. The final nail? A post from 2 months back where she name-dropped a hospital system and mentioned contract dollar amounts. That hospital saw her narcissist brother post because someone tagged them in the comments. They complained to her company. Claudia tried spinning it, posted on Facebook about being unfairly targeted for speaking her truth, and how corporate America punishes women who stand up for themselves. Comments weren't having it. You got fired for violating company policy, not for speaking your truth? Maybe focus on your career instead of trying to destroy your brothers? The best part? Because pharmaceutical sales jobs often require clearance and background checks. And because she'd been terminated for policy violations, her job prospects in the industry were basically dead. Companies talk. Word spreads fast about reps who can't keep confidential information confidential. Uncle Ray called me Saturday morning, laughing so hard. Have you seen your sister's LinkedIn? No, why? She's applying for marketing coordinator positions now, entry level. After 8 years in pharma sales, she's destroyed her career trying to destroy yours. I pulled up her profile. Sure enough, she'd removed all her sales achievements and was now positioning herself as seeking a fresh start in a new field. That's what happens when you decide to go scorched earth, I said. Your mom's beside herself. Called Susan yesterday crying about how Claudia's life is falling apart and it's all your fault. Apparently, if you'd just given your dad the SUV like a good son, none of this would have happened. Claudia wouldn't have posted about it, wouldn't have gotten fired, and everything would be fine. That's rich. The cease and desist letter worked. No more showing up at apartments or houses, no more harassing phone calls. The harassment stopped, but the story kept spreading. especially after news leaked that Claudia had lost her job. The narrative shifted from engineer gives employee a car to entitled family destroys their own reputation trying to reclaim gift they weren't owed. Carlos sent me a message. Boss, I feel bad about your sister losing her job. I wrote back, don't. She did that to herself. You just drive that SUV and take care of your family. Every day, boss. Every day. 3 months since Dad's retirement party. 3 months since everything shifted. Haven't spoken to my parents or Claudia. Not once. Well, unless you count Mom's wild voicemails before the cease and desist went out. Those were intense. You've ruined this family. Your father's health is failing because of your selfishness. And the winner? God will punish you for what you've done to your sister. Pretty sure God's busier than tracking down a pharma rep who got herself fired. But whatever. Claudia tried twice after losing her job. First email had the subject, "We need to talk," deleted without reading. Second attempt came through some girl from high school playing mediator. The message was basically, Claudia's struggling and wants to make peace. Sent back, Claudia can make peace with herself. I'm good. Radio silent since. Dad's been silent except for one text about 6 weeks ago. Just said, I'm sorry. Nothing else. No explanation, no context, just those 2 words. Deleted the text. Carlos is still thriving. That expedition has 8,000 miles on it now. He drives it everywhere, keeps it spotless, washes it every Sunday like it's a religious ritual. His daughter, Rosa, got promoted at her new job. Sent me a thank you card last month, saying the stability of her dad having reliable transportation helped her focus on her career instead of worrying about him. The crew jokes that I'm Carlos's favorite person on earth. They're probably right. Dude brings me coffee every morning, never complains about assignments, and genuinely seems happier than I've ever seen him. Sophia and I got engaged last month, proposed on a random Tuesday after dinner. She said yes before I even finished asking. We're getting married next spring. Small ceremony. Uncle Ray's officiating. Mom's not invited. Neither is Dad or Claudia. The company's doing better than ever. 7 new contracts in the past 3 months. 2 of them came specifically because clients had heard about the engineer who values his people. My boss gave me a raise and more project management autonomy. Says I've brought more positive attention to the company than their entire marketing budget combined. Claudia's been unemployed for 2 months now. Applied to about 40 positions according to Uncle Ray, who keeps tabs because Susan's friends with someone in Claudia's social circle. Nobody's hiring her. Turns out being known as someone who can't keep their mouth shut and lacks professional judgment isn't great for job prospects. Who knew? Dad's truck's still running, by the way. Saw it in a photo on Aunt Susan's Facebook. Apparently he got it serviced. It's fine. He's fine. Retirement looks good on him based on Mom's constant vacation posts. They're doing fine without me. I'm doing better without them. Win-win. Sophia and I looked at houses last weekend. Found one we really like in Tempe. 3 bedrooms, nice yard, good neighborhood. Making an offer this week. She asked if I thought my parents would ever want to see it. Nah. Why would I let them? I don't care, I said. Not even a little? Nope, not even a little. She smiled at that. Good. I don't want them in our house anyway. That's the thing about cutting toxic people out of your life. It's not just removing the negativity. It's making space for better things. Better people. Better experiences. I don't miss feeling like I had to prove myself to people who'd already decided I wasn't enough. What I have instead is a crew that respects me, a company that values me, a woman who loves me, and the knowledge that I stood up for myself when it mattered. Last night, Sophia and I were watching TV when she got this look. Just realized something. What? Your family spent years making you feel small. Then the second you proved you weren't, that you'd built a good life, made good money, could drop 62 grand on a gift, they couldn't handle it. They needed you to be the failure. Pretty much. And when you took that away, when you proved you didn't need their approval, they lost their minds. That's right. She kissed my cheek. I'm proud of you. For walking away. For choosing yourself. I'm proud of myself too. I kissed her back. Some people might think I'm being too harsh. That family deserves second chances. That forgiveness is important. That I should be the bigger person. Those people didn't spend years being treated like a disappointment by the people who were supposed to support them unconditionally. Karma's not instant. But dang, when it lands perfect.